Today we are talking about hidden within every, we keep wanting to say secret, but it's not a secret, it's a shadow. But it's funny because a lot of us try to hide our shadows, especially from ourselves. So we are in prime time right now for looking at our shadow selves. And I know Reverend Tara has sent out some messages about what's going on and all that, and it has a lot to do with this. Our old way of being is having the opportunity to be really shaken up. And so it's kind of shaking up or waking up our opportunity to address some of our shadow sides. And as an example, we want to take anger, because we're sensing a lot of anger, experiencing anger, and anger. So shadow, a lot of people are familiar with shadow work with like Carl Jung, like negative emotions, or basically parts of ourselves that we're not proud of. In fact, parts of ourselves that we're so not proud of that we've turned a blind eye on. We don't even acknowledge it. It's just sort of there, but we don't choose to look at it. So these could be negative emotions. These could be experiences. It could be a wide range of how an individual experiences a shadow. So going back to anger as an example. If you feel a lot of anger coming up, the worst, as an example, so this could be anything. It could be sadness. It could be fear. And it probably is related to fear because everything is actually only one. But let's take this symptom of anger. This anger comes up, and like a pendulum, we can swing with the emotion, like the waves in the ocean. We can either go full anger, pain, or we can go full ignoring, not touching, not looking at this pain. And there's a lot of ways that people deal with their shadows and also with anger. A lot of what we're picking up is pain. There's a lot of pain. So it's like this anger and pain, and we have different ways of dealing with it. And I believe in psychology you might call it disassociating, where you completely ignore. In the spiritual world, it could be like pulling out of the body, or using drugs and alcohol to numb the pain. There's a lot of different ways that we try to cope, and we're going to use the word cope because coping doesn't really address the root issue and clear the root issue of what's going on. And the important thing about looking at these shadows is realizing that this is all of us. So the shame, if there's shame or guilt around a shadow, that's okay. And that takes us to our next step, which is how do we deal with these shadows in the first place? And the way we deal with this is through detached observation. Once you come into contact with one of these shadow parts of ourselves, and we realize it's there we have an opportunity to actually accept a gift. Balance is the key here. So, and we're all practicing into this new energy, this new experience where we don't let our emotions or our thoughts dominate the plan of love and light as individuals. We are able to recognize these emotions or thoughts, and instead of getting wrapped up in the lower vibrations, give ourselves the opportunity to look at it from a higher perspective or a different paradox, a different paradigm. Because paradigms, consciousness does shift, and we are part of that shift. We are shifting if we choose. Hanging on can be more painful because it's just repeating. The other thing about these shadow elements that come in for us to address is they could be from this lifetime, they could be from previous lifetimes, they can also be like the residual effects of eons of times of repeating patterns. It's really important for us to not accidentally, as conscious as we possibly can, we are neutralizing karma. We're neutralizing this shadow elements of our beings. As much as we can, as much as we can possibly be aware, and go up, not up, but raise our vibration into these fields of consciousness, of love, unity, where everything we see with love. And we are shifting. For some it's easier than for others because we're all kind of working this out together. As much as we can, try to see that situation, that fear, that doubt, that struggle, that pain with love. And even ignorance. I know it's like, well, ignorance is ignorance. No, it's everything has to be loved. And this is the key, the true key to shifting us out of these repeated patterns and neutralizing the karma. Detached observation of this shadow side. And the gift that's hidden inside these shadows is freedom, is true freedom. So what should we do? It's all the teachings. Meditate. Discover your heart's true joy and focus on that. Focus on the love. When something comes in and you feel your vibration get knocked around, you feel your emotions getting knocked around, take a breather. And that's breathe, stop, take a breather, breathe into it. You might find that this, say for example, an emotion of hate or fear comes up. Breathe into that and let it unfold like the petals of the lotus. Let each petal open and reveal the gift that's inside to you. And we're all in different places. If you come back to it, if it's very painful, step away for a moment. If you find yourself just going into the pain, it's okay. It's okay to step away for a moment or to just go into the pain, but as a detached observer, with the purpose of clearing karma, clearing ancestral karma, clearing our own personal karma, clearing like planetary karma of repeated cycles. And it's okay. It's okay to be happy. It's good for you, actually. Like, it's good for everybody. I know there's so much stress right now, but it's like we have to be okay with having not just some, but saying life is joy. And you don't have to do anything for anybody else. You may be called to do something for everybody else or for a group or whatever, and do what you're called to do. Do what's in your heart out of love. If you do it out of anger, spite, blame, that's what we're creating more of. If you do it out of the belief that somebody else is ignorant, that's what we're creating. Ourselves as ignorant. These shadows are like the lotus unfolding because within is freedom. And it may have a personal gift for you as well, which it does. Teaching us love, acceptance, understanding, helping us to shift the whole energy of these repeated cycles on this planet. And with it's us. It's not even outside. So if you see something that you reject and you feel it, you can feel the rejection. It's a visceral, usually, and everybody's has different experiences. So we can't say it's all this way or all that way. But you can feel the vibration of that untruth. You can feel the vibration of truth. So when you have that compulsion to reject something, instead of pushing it away, locking it into a little room, ignoring it, putting it to the side, pull it in closer. And do it with love. And just let it unfold. Let it be what it is as a detached observer. finding balance, not swinging with the pendulum so much. Be still and know. This is all God working out, and this is all us learning how to really love. Take the opportunity to love. To love all as all. Please prepare for a deep level meditation.